G'day viewers, my name's Graham Stevenson and I'd like to invite you to come on a journey of creativity and learning and adventure through the series Colour in Your Life. There's an artist in every family throughout the world, and lots of times there's an artist deep down inside all of us as well. So grab your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties, uncles and mums and dads and come and see how some of the best artists do what they do.
Okay folks, well welcome back to Colour in Your Life. Well, we are in Sydney today and we're in West Ryde at the wonderful art store called the Art Scene, and we're going to be working with a fantastic watercolour artist that's come all the way up from Hobart, Tasmania, to be with us in Sydney today, Mr. Tony White.
Thanks, Graham.
Welcome to the show. It's fantastic to be here. Now we also want to thank Schmincke Paints as well, because they're actually part of the sponsorship for today's show, as is the Art Scene store. So we really want to put out a big thank you to them. It's a fantastic store for a start. Now, you've come up from Tasmania originally, but you've been practising artist now. You've got fantastic workshops all over the country as well.
Yeah, getting there.
Tell me a little bit about how you got involved in the art scene and your background and your history.
Basically, I've painted and drawn all my life, but I stopped for about 20 odd years while I played music and tried to become a rock star, but that didn't work, as it tends to go that way. But no, I just love it. I quit my job a couple of years ago and away we go.
And you've been there, your workshops are really popular across the country?
Yeah, getting there. Workshops are filling up, a lot of good feedback, so love teaching.
It's fantastic, and we're actually going to be working in the studio at the Art Scene store today, which is wonderful. And once again, as I said, thank you to these guys. It's a magnificent art store, and you know, come in if you're in Sydney, come in and get the products from here, absolutely. But we're going to duck off, and we're going to go to the art studio, and we're going to spend the day with you and see what you actually do. So let's go for it, guys.
Thank you.
All right, Tony, well, let's make a start on this beautiful piece that you're going to put together for us, and it's actually a picture out of Prague, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, that's right. So always start from big shapes to little shapes. You know, and you don't have to slavishly copy your references, you know. They're reference photos you hear, or they're reference, even if you're doing plein air stuff, it's just a reference, you know. You don't have to get bogged down in copying everything and making things look exactly right, and they're in exactly the right spot, and there's this little bit and that little bit. No, we want some art here. We're not about recreating the picture as it is, because it already exists. You know, go get a camera if you want it to look exactly like that. As much as you don't put a lot of detail in, it's still a vitally important part of really mapping in your story, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I mean, bottom line, if your drawing's not right, your painting's not going to end up right. Yeah. And that's just it. It won't work that way. Now, you do conduct some fantastic workshops as well. I think your approach to your workshops is very non-confronting. That's the best way to put it. So explain a bit about that. I mean, watercolour's got this weird thing about it where, when I was sort of introduced to the world of watercolour, it's all very stuffy, and there's a lot of people who frown upon the use of this and that, and the whole white gouache or white body paint to be used, for example, that there are a lot of purists out there who frown upon it, but it's like, Turner did it, Sargent did it. I'm pretty sure that it means it's okay for any of us to do it. There's a lot of apprehension out there about watercolours that I try to put to bed in my workshops, because it's, you know, life's short. It's the best medium of all, I reckon. And you actually teach down at Bathurst School. Yep, the Bathurst, the Art Scene School of Arts, that's held out at the uni there. Yeah. Absolutely, been lucky enough to do that the last couple of times, and I'm back there in January, and then winter next year, and it's all happening. Oh, I've been to Adelaide, down at Melbourne, Brisbane, in Canberra next year, France next year, so it's all kind of happening. It's all starting to come together, so busy, and doing the writing for Australian artists and all that kind of stuff as well. Yeah, you actually got on the front cover of Australian Artists. Yeah, I did. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's a surreal feeling walking into the shop and seeing your picture. It's great. But yeah, I've been writing for them for the last 6 months or so, and I'm doing it up till I think July next year. Right, so I want to talk about this little technique in this picture that we see where we've got some glowing light. You know, if you've got a building and there's some light shining and it's a bit of a haze around it, things like that. I don't use masking fluid a lot, but for this technique, it's actually really nice. So I'm just going to squeeze it out. Cool, so we're just going to put this masking fluid in the where we want the light to be as the brightest, you know, because we'll do some white gouache work and things at the end, but we want these to be nice and bright. And this main one up here, make sure there's a lot of masking fluid. We just want to essentially create little accents here at the end. You can use it with car headlights and things like that in normal streetscapes as well. Okay, so I'm just going to do the first wash. So we want a nice warm glow around the center and the horizon. So we want it sort of a, you'd say like a dusk type scene, but nice and cool. It's probably been a rainy day or something, but it's getting dark. So I'm just going to mix up a bit of a pink, basically, for the moment. Lots of water, lots of pigment as well. Now, with your washes, always remember to have enough pigment in them because there's a lot of water in there. They do dry off quite a lot lighter, so just got to be mindful of that. All right, so we're just going into the middle ground of the picture, essentially, just with a nice pinkish hue. It'll lighten off a lot, so it's going to be pretty subtle in the end, but make it strong enough so that it's there and that it is nice and warm when it's all dried off. Next time we're going to be going into some nice blues, it's just some Ultramarine, French Ultra, and probably a little bit of that, it's a Bordeaux I use kind of in place of Alizarin Crimson. It just seems to be a bit nicer, not as dead. And get into it.
You go, that's pretty bold.
Splash it on, that's it. Splash it on, lots of water, lots of paint, let it run.
You've got some other great examples of those bold skies as well. A Venetian cliche.
Yeah.
And I suppose with all the travelling that you've done around the world, France, UK, Ireland, Belgium, the Netherlands, Switzerland, Austria, Germany, you've obviously seen some great sights along the way.
I think when you're travelling around, you just get a bit of appreciation for what we've got good here in Australia, and life's too short not to check it all out, you know.
Absolutely.
Just while that's all wet, I'm going back into the sky just because it's going to dry off a lot lighter, but I want it to be a bit stronger at the moment. And I am going to put in a funky big dark cloud at the end, so I'm not too worried, but I just want that to be a bit stronger at the moment. And we just continue this wash down.
Yeah, you've got some other pieces, the Boyer, the hugely bold skies that you do, like in Summer Harvest as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think your art should convey a mood, whether that mood be a soft and atmospheric and hazy or bright and strong sunlight, things like that. I think, to me anyway, personally, I've always been attracted to the Turners and Sargent and Van Gogh and all these guys that just have nice big bold skies, bold landscapes, but bold brushwork too, not just wishy-washy nothingness, you know. This next section, it's just going to be these distant buildings here. So we're doing that by just having a fairly watery mixture of a cool colour, you know, bluish, and then we just go nuts and start filling it in.
Yeah, these Schmincke colours are pretty exceptional too, aren't they?
Oh, they're just brilliant. They stay damp a lot longer than a lot of other brands as well. They're heavily pigmented and they're just quality stuff, like really good quality. And yeah, I'm proud to use them.
And you also use Art Basics brushes as well.
Yes, Art Basics brushes, these type of things here, they're just really good quality at a really economical price point as well. And all sort of available through the Art Scene's website and shop as well.
Yeah, and the Art Scene company itself distributes a lot of this across Australia. They are the major distributors for a number of major companies across the world, Art Basics and Schmincke being two of those.
Yeah, absolutely. They do great stuff, and they've been really good supporters of myself and my career thus far.
Yeah, they do so many things. They are the sponsors for the Bathurst Art Festival as well. And
that's right, art retreat where we all head up and paint for a week. But no, I have great fun there. The Bathurst School of Arts, or I think it was formerly known as the Mitchell School of Arts, the art scene just do a great job with that, and do some good raising funds for scholarships and things like that as well.
You love light.
Yeah.
And you literally are. You said you dream watercolours. You're obsessed by putting the process together in your head.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm obsessed by it, and you kind of have to be, I think.
But you've got a piece called Albion Laneway. It looks like a diver's flag where that shadow's going through.
Yeah,
it's just perfect. I mean, that's really the colour that the shadow's going to be from the colour of the wall. So you've done a great job there. We
spend a lot of time looking for the perfect subject and all that kind of stuff, and I'm a big believer of creating something from nothing.
And you've got a fantastic landscape here called Early Morning Berry, which looks like it's sort of been influenced a little bit by some of the guys that you admire. It's
hard not to be influenced by the especially Joseph Spookvich, Herman Pekel, Alvaro Castanet, Chen Chung-wei, the Taiwanese fellow. He's brilliant. So many influences out there that we've got to draw from, especially in watercolours. All right, look at that, dark colour, bang bang, straight in. And we just start filling it in. Watercolour lends itself to being done quickly. You can't really dilly-dally with watercolour.
Yeah.
It's a medium that you attack with confidence. If you're a bit intimidated by it, then it shows really, really quickly. We want to vibe, the atmosphere and the mood and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, being from Tasmania these days, the beautiful Hobart.
Yeah.
You've got some magic scenes down there, there's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of fishing boats that you've done too,
yeah.
Which are very much a part of obviously the culture down there too. You've got one called Fishing Day.
Yeah, absolutely. Down on Franklin there in the Huon Valley, and it's just beautiful. It's all old. Yeah. It's where all of the timber boat builders and things hang out, and there's like still making boats out of Huon pine, all that kind of stuff. And it's
fantastic.
Just beautiful.
Yeah, they've got a couple of pieces here, one called Franklin, and obviously it's the entrance to the Franklin River, and then Franklin Afternoon, which is beautiful. I mean, that Franklin River area is, it's World Heritage, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot around it, and there's...
Magic place.
Oh, it's just beautiful. Okay, now let's add time to dry off now. You can see the solid part here is now filled with all these lovely runny effects. Great, it's broken it up nicely. So I'm just going to remove the masking fluid. Good bit of fun. Get it dry, clean finger out, preferably. You can use a rubber if you want, an eraser, it always works. Look at that. So we've got some nice bright stuff to work with. So we'll make some of that later. We'll make something of these later. So just mix it up a fairly dark, thick paint. So thicker pigment, not so much water. We want a bit more control over it. So these little statues on the back, this is how simple it is to do them. Don't worry about looking at the photo and going, oh, we gotta get the shape right. Do them like this, just go whoop, 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 whoop. There they are.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I didn't design this bridge. I assume it's quite old, but I'm pretty sure the sculptor is no longer with us. And
he's not going to mind.
He's not going to complain if we don't get exactly the right thing. Same as like any sort of topography with, buildings and mountains and all that. Just do roughly. Roughly's good.
Now there's something really special about the picture you're working on, and also the one that's directly behind you over your right shoulder. And that one is actually going to be auctioned off for an event with Ricky Gervais. Yeah. Which is amazing. I've been a big fan of Ricky's for years. So how did that all come about?
It was based on a photo of the Charles Bridge in Prague that was on Ricky Gervais's Twitter feed.
Yeah.
And I just like the scene. It's, you know, it's a pretty common sort of scene. I just did a painting of it and I tweeted it to him and just said, oh, this is the painting, here you go. I'm not really expecting much response or anything. And he actually wrote back saying he loved it, and I actually wanted to give it to him as a gift, and I asked, can I send it to you, and I'd really like you to own it. And he said, no, that's okay, I get enough nice things in my life, and how about we auction it off to get some money and recognition for you and charity. And so yeah, we're working together with a group called Nowzad who look after animals in war-torn countries and things like that. Yeah, so we're going to auction it off. Ricky's going to sign it as well. Fantastic. So and I think it's just really great. Like it's a small world, and you've got to use social media to its advantage, and you know, you never know who's watching, who's listening. So you've just got to go for it, you know. I'm just going through putting some sort of figures, and I paint my figures fairly dark to start with, and then just add little blobs of colour here and there just to bring them to life. They're fairly stylised figures. You wouldn't call them, you know, accurate renderings by any stretch, but it's just about getting that mood of busyness and people moving about on the bridge, and I think that achieves it by keeping them going like this. Dry brush marks in legs is often really important, gives the impression of moving.
Mm-hmm. And once again, you're one of those artists that really does use social networking quite well. A lot of people struggle with it, but we were just talking before about the fact that you've had contact with some major companies, and particularly with the art scene, you've developed a great relationship with them. But it's about that quiet persistence, and getting yourself out there. You might be a great artist, but nothing's happening for you.
Well, that's right. I think you've got to promote yourself in life. You know, if you go into business opening a fruit shop, you're going to advertise, aren't you? So shouldn't be any different with yourself in your creative endeavours. You know, if you want to be out there, if you want something to happen, you're the only one that can make it happen. So absolutely, people can help you along the way, but if you're not there doing it in the first place, then you know it's not going to work. You know,
and that's where your workshops come into value as well.
Yeah,
you really have got some great techniques. So, what's your website address again, bud?
TonyWhiteWatercolour.com, and that's watercolour with a COLOUR.
For American friends.
For our American friends, that's right, exactly.
You've got the picture called Shardon Tower, which is obviously London Bridge.
Yeah, I've always loved the London skyline. It's amazing, and now with the juxtaposition with the old and the new architecture that's all around the place, it just works really well. So we're just going to start putting in some colour into the figures and a bit of movement, because at the moment it's a tonal piece definitely, but want some colour just to add a bit of life, a bit of oomph to it. Always put a bit of red in if you can. All my students will go, the red again, here we go. But no, it draws the eye in, and it does really wonderful things for the composition. So we're just going through putting colour, where you want it. You know, they can have ties, you know, coats, bags. We'll give this one a bag. It's a nice turquoise bag. It's all just pure pigment, but it's, you know, handbag, whatever. But it just gives that bit of life and that bit of movement. And now I've just got some white paint that I've got a bit of burnt sienna in just to make it a bit creamy. So fairly thick paint, just on over where the white is. I'm not worried about the, you know, if it's a perfect circle or anything like that. But I'll show you what to do. Just that, clean finger, just a bit of a
circle. And it's still quite a little bit wet, is it?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely wet, and and you just get a little bit of a haze around it.
Yep, looks great.
And you can go too crazy, so be careful. But also, what you do once that, I mean, obviously you've got that yellow glow there, but a good thing to do is I have some white gouache here. And we get straight from the tube, bang, bit in the middle, so you've got a bit of, you can sort of tell it's a light rather than just a,
it counts.
You know, so fantastic. Just gives you a bit of an effect. So while I've got this out, let's put some highlights on the figures. You know, usual stuff, tops of the shoulders, tops of the heads. Gives some more interest to the piece.
Yep.
Most of the time you don't really go back into your skies once you finish painting them. But in this case, I kept the wash fairly flat, because I knew in my mind that I was going to put some big clouds in at the end, big stormy, sort of menacing looking clouds. And we do that by firstly making sure that the paint is completely dry. It has to be 100% dry. And we get some clean water up here, and then we go into it. Just let it go, don't force it, just paint and let it do what it does. While it's wet, we want to look at some edges that might be a bit dicey, you know, a bit too straight, all that kind of stuff. You know.
Beautiful.
Yep, that's there, we'll take the tape off.
Fantastic.
See how it looks once it's got a little pretend matte board around it.
It sort of tends to push it back.
Yeah, it does. It just makes it better. I mean, a lot of people paint watercolours with just, you know, bulldog clips on the board or whatever, and that's fine. But I mean, I just like the white borders. I just really do. I think it
centres it straight away.
Yeah, that's right. So
ta-da!
You can see that it's kind of worked out. It's busy. It's got the vibe and the atmosphere that I was after, and yeah.
Well, it's fantastic, Tony. We've actually had a wonderful day with you. You're a very talented man, and thanks for being on the show. You've got some very exciting things coming up as well.
No worries. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Graham, and thank you for watching.
Wonderful. All right, well, that was a really, really wonderful day with Tony White. Tony, thanks for coming along.
Okay.
Thanks as well to the Art Scene, the store, the Art Scene. They're a major distributor of art supplies in Australia, fantastic company, and they really got behind you as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they have.
Also Schmincke paints, really, really wonderful brands. They do have some great stuff in the store, don't they?
Oh, it's an amazing show, amazing.
It's really, really cool. Now, I wanted to talk about your workshops as well.
Yep.
You do those all over Australia, so if somebody wants to get in touch with you again, what's your website?
It's TonyWhiteWatercolour.com.
And you've also got a really good YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, it's gaining momentum. It's youtube.com/TonyWhiteWatercolour. There's tutorials, product reviews, some general opinions on art and philosophies and all that kind of stuff as well.
That's pretty cool, absolutely. Yeah. Go in there and subscribe, of course, and you can subscribe on our YouTube channel as well at Colour in Your Life, and also come and see us at the website, of course, at colorinyourlife.com.au, our Facebook page as well. We have a lot of new subscribers coming all the time. But had a really great time at the Art Scene in Ryde in Sydney. They are a wonderful company. You are a wonderful artist, sir. And we're going to head off and do what we do all the time. And as we always say, remember, make sure you put some colour in your life. Thank you very much, guys. See ya.
Later. Bye.